Hey everybody, welcome back. What can I say? A nice end to the last video. Put me back on free-to-play, where you can't just rely on a hatching chick to do all your dirty work for you. I'm not trying to click end turn. I have to close a pop-up. Oh, that was scary. That was a scary situation for me. Fine. Between ant and duck, I think it's closer than most people would like to know. Be a dense clementine. My personal take is that the ant is slightly better, but the ant is definitely at risk of being the most overrated tier 1 unit right now. Not the worst, but perhaps the most overrated. Not yet. You ever think you play too much of this game? Like, I don't even have to think about why I'm buying the tier 1 animals. Now, that might explain some of my recent results. Oh, but anyway, we have fun here. Sell me. Anything else getting the buff, I would accept from the otter. Peacock is ideal, thank you. And then in this situation, I think you can sell a 2-3 mosquito. I think you can sell the ant, but I just love that you break armor, but maybe you're not going to stick around. So you know what? Hit me with one of these. I think you can add a blowfish to this team. I don't know whether the otter or the fish is getting sold first. I just don't know. It depends what shows up more. I'm going to assume that fish are going to show up. So I'm going to give the B to the fish. It's not mission critical. It's not going to make the difference between 10 wins and 5 wins. But, you know, if your goal is to do the right thing, I think we approached it accordingly. I'm not buying more ants. You can't convince me. This is an awkward wave, because, like, unless we get pairs, I'm actually happy, I think. Let's go. This is what I asked for. I'm happy buying apples. Well, I'll take them both for now, don't get me wrong. And then we should have frozen a pill way earlier. This team is not there yet, but it's fine for where it stands. And the next shop, we're destroyed here, but the next shop is going to determine how the rest of the game goes. So far, so good. I'm going to start with a pill me. We'll follow up the pill me with a quick buy me. We'll add a deer to the squad. And then we'll buy an otter. Didn't hit the deer, which is great news. The next unit to be sold, believe it or not, will be our blowfish. Everything else is sticking around. I thought the blowfish would have lasted longer. But, you know, life comes at you fast. Huge. Huge. Great job, Blowfish. That was a strong team. Okay, we can add a turtle to this team. We need to do this. I think, it depends on how the buffs shake out. I think I'm okay with that. I know that people largely are not, shall we say, huge fans of Melon on the Peacock. But I think on the Maslow's flowchart of needs, I think you need Melon, what the heck, on your strongest unit. Such a synergistic team to just lose to my fish. Life's not fair. They should have crushed me, man. On Maslow's Super Auto Pets hierarchy of need, you need Melon on your strongest unit more than you need garlic on a unit with a hurt trigger. And I will stand by that. Now, this is the awkward pivot, okay? We're at 4 wins on round 7. Our deer is going to trade favorably most of the time. Our peacock is doing great work. It's embarrassing to lose with 2 oxes, but everybody's got to start somewhere. I'm not being toxic. Rolling an ox and a parrot is toxic. I roll it sometimes. I'll admit that that is a toxic thing to do. And that's why when people go, "You're toxic," I laugh and I say, "So true." I say so true to that. Of these, the fish goes first. And we don't have, unfortunately right now, we don't have like another unit that we want melon armor on. We need some kind of scaler. Like, we're really at the point of the game where I would say we pretty much just need a monkey right now. You're crushing me on this one. That's much better for you. No question. We need a monkey. We could probably make a penguin work. Starting to feel like I'm floundering just a little bit here, but skunk dolphin can do some fun stuff. You just gotta let it work for you. Don't put this loss on the peacock, by the way. It's doing its best. I'm asking too much of it right now. Huge. Still huge. I think we can sell our otter. And I wish that I believed that the leopard was the right play. But bizarrely, I'm kind of a whale man right now. It's way too late for the penguin now. I know we asked for it, but we're on. It's a unique run right now. I think we're planning on weakening enemies and then sending some buses downfield. Holy cow, that was a strong deer. My God. And yet we win. It's a very, very tricky run here. We're just staying, like, you know, as close to the power curve as we can. Melon armor is always good. Like, I'm never going to be upset. Something has to go. And that hurts. Because it can't be a deer, and it can't be a skunk, and it can't be a whale. So it's got to be a dolphin. Although you could now make them, you could snipe their strongest unit. You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to forego the cow. I'm going to forego the monkey. The monkey doesn't really fit in here because we eat the unit that's on the far right. But even just the mild weakening there, I think was totally fine. I mean, I can't believe this squad is winning. But I'm also like, you know what? A team of snipers with a skunk kicker, I think it can do something, man. Level 2 peacock. Okay, I think our next decision is going to be very important. Who needs to get to level 3? Probably skunk. I mean, considering how close they are, I'd say the skunk is pretty important. That's a strong team. Holy cow. Because then our chili pepper can really do some work. And then, obviously, like a stronger deer is pretty advantageous. That's so insanely lucky. This would be a terrible team to get to 10. Without any scaling, like, I just don't see how it happens. But I've been known to be wrong before. The wrong gamer has logged on. It's performing way better than I think it should. This is like a day 1 meta team. I think we're trying... For now, 2 level 2 deers is probably better. But I thought about the whale. I did think about the whale. I think this will always serve you well. Melon armor is very efficient. My whole team is dead. Shot chaser. Melon armor is very efficient. My whole team is dead. I'm way more proud of that, like, 8 win. That seemed a little tricky. Versus, like, the 10 win where we just had a caterpillar and an early buffalo. Like, that was, given what we had, slippery masseuses, given what we had access to, I thought we did a really good job. That was a very strange run to be a technical believer payout. No sweat. You know what? We don't sweat that. If I'm being straight up with you here, I have no qualms about running a 4 squad. And if we lose this round, we go from 10 to 9. Not a huge deal. I would prefer not to, but I think we're drawing anyway. I didn't want to buy a duck just to sell it back. Give me some permanent stats. Combine me? Buy me. You can roll a hedgehog here, in my estimation. I thought I'd never see the day. Why not take a swan? It's the only unit available that had enough HP to survive the Hedgehog blast. You have made a grave mistake today, my friend. All 2 HP units, as far as the eye can see. For now, I'm going to add you here. We don't have a blowfish to scale off of. I'll freeze you, because it's mighty dangerous to just pop you. Okay. Now, the Swan, after level up, is not going to be long for this world. We got to figure out how this team's going to get where it's trying to go. It's doing great right now. Like, this is not a meme team. It only becomes a meme when we sell everything for blowfish later. So, a turtle doesn't benefit us. A squirrel is interesting. It lives through the salvo, which is very important. I'm not saying good, is interesting. We don't really need / want a deer here. We'd love to break some melon. I guess we're already breaking melon armors. I would sell a 4/5 for a little extra scaling. And I guess we would just, for the time being, let's scale this fish, okay? And then the garlic for the future. At least we're going to get it cheap next turn because of the squirrel. Now this is where you kind of wish you had 2 hedgehogs. But once we get a 1-up, that won't be a problem anymore. Buy me? Buy me? And then I'm going to say thanks, but no thanks to the squirrel. You tried. It's not your fault necessarily. We could get a cheap meat. Let's do that. If you're going to stick around, let's give you a cheap meat. And I'll just put you at the front so you can do something. Sure. I don't really think you want to take a 2/5 camel and drop it into the broiler. You know, I think that's a recipe for disaster. This, on the other hand, I think is a recipe for feeling like the master. I love when you blow out a horse build, like, just by having a single hedgehog. It's like the easiest counter in video game history. It feels darn good every time you do it. I do want to replace our snail, but it has to be with the right kind of talent. Has to be somebody with the know-how and the elbow grease to take us to our new land. I didn't say it, but who'd you think of? Was it this guy? Oh no. Your badger. It's broken. It wasn't leveled enough to kill you in like 1 hit? Oh my god. Oh my god. Could you level your badger, please, so I could use it against you? So embarrassing. Dude, we're actually close to a buffalo popping here. We're actually at a buffalo popping. But why add a buffalo? That's actually a bison. When instead you could add another hedgehog. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Now we got a great setup here. We need to start focusing on HP removal. Like a skunk would hit the frickin' spot, dude. You peace, by the way? Oh, whatever. And we could probably dump our mosquito. It's not serving as much of a purpose as I'd like. Oh, finally, level 2. Don't really see a snake pop in here. I do see this being very useful. We'll sell our... I'm content with our giraffe. Most underrated animal, 2022. Huge. A rooster would also be fine, I think. Don't get me wrong. I told you, this is not a meme team. We're not going to scale as fast as enemy teams, but we might be able to bring them down to our level via the skunk. You always just feel big brain when you roll up a hedgehog in any capacity. Hey, are hedgehogs and peacocks the same animal? The answer is no, right? Find out after this ad break. That would be, if I was audacious enough, that would be a great time for a mid-roll. But I'm not. Oh no, my scorpion is broken. We're up to 7 already. I mean, I know we played this game last time, but what stops us? I think unlike the Buffalo Caterpillar build, there is an answer. And the answer is like a team that has outscaled us. Whereas like the microbe build that we ran in the last video, nothing was taking that out. Even if you outscaled us, the weakness was going to get you. But I think we're getting you, man. I think we're getting the 10 here. You have to notice, like, we've been winning easily on these ones. The giraffe can go next. If we need to pivot off the giraffe, I don't want to do it until we start to have some data points that are like, your team sucks. And we haven't had those data points for quite some time. I'm feeling pretty solid. I would love a skunk to level up. Technically, it would be nice to give you a stake, but now I think I would prioritize like a 1-up instead. Without the existence of one of those, I'm going to keep rolling, because you never know. We could lose this. It's not efficient, but it might be like more fun. It was not more fun, by the way, in case you were curious. It wasn't more fun at all. I gotta admit, though, that was pretty fun. What a great Hedgehog build. I'm sure we had Hedgehog level 3 win, and I'm sure we had Skunk level 2. Probably. Maybe we never did have Hedgehog, now that I think about it. But that was good. This is not. Maybe a little bit of underrated cricketness there. No! You know what? We're rolling anti-pig technology. Be a peculiar streamer. Anti-pig technology up at the front. You had a chance to make me look like a genius, and you threw it away. We had a fish, we had an otter. Totally fine, as all things should be. We had a second ant, and we were going to level up our otter next turn. The otter stays winning. There's no doubt about that. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that as well. I'm unhappy with the mosquito luck, but I'm happy with the result. Strange how that works out. Hold on, I've received some messages. They are not urgent messages. Okay, I will respond to those at a later juncture. Combine me, buy me, good animal, turtle me. Blowfish, acceptable animal in my opinion. Not goated, but acceptable. And you know what? A unique time to possibly see if I was rash in dismissing the elephant. Maybe my problem is that I just always added one extra layer of complexity. No, that sucked. It's not the elephant's fault, though. I always added, like, a hedgehog on top of it. I think that's too much. Give me one of these. Honestly, pill me. I'd rather get rid of you sooner rather than later. No, thank you. Yes, and then I buy you next turn. I'm okay with it. Round 5 is where the real strategy kicks in. You get garlic, you get better animals. What the heck? This squad is... It's freaking cracked, man. You see the stats? 3 just got beaten by a 3 squad. I don't think we add a camel. I think that's one step too far. I think you might be able to get away with one of these, though. I know what you're thinking. And I'm thinking it too. You know, if we're gonna go out, let's go out on our terms. And regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Okay, I thought that was actually gonna go way better. Give me one of these. More, please. Give me one of these. Alrighty. I'm pessimistic overall, I would say, about our chances here. Wait, but they've got a hedgehog too. This whole thing's going up in smoke, man. Easiest win of my life. Okay. Mighty interesting, huh? Don't need a shark. A second hedgehog, though. Hold the front door. I should probably move my level 2 blowfish to where it gets more triggers. It would be literally twice as good. Who are you, the math police? Wait a minute, what? It's cracked? It's the most insane team that's ever existed? It's the greatest team in Super Auto Pets history? Many people are saying this? That's not gonna work. Hold on, before we forget. Yes, now this is interesting indeed. Ooh, don't mind if I do. I hate that we're on lethal, because I think we're gonna lose this round. But this squad is actually hilarious. He's insane. No, nobody's ever done it as good as this in gaming history. You could probably use one of these. You know what? You piece. We can do it like this, probably. Come on. We kind of need a skunk, but on this beautiful team, what would you give up to add a skunk? I don't know. At this point, I think I'm just clicking the button until we lose. I think that's the reality of this situation. Come on, you gotta hit that rhino, dude. Let's go. It's popping. Who's up? Yes. I don't know. I don't know who to buff at this point. I guess we'll probably work on buffing the strongest of the blowfish and then move you up one. I guess. Like, I don't really see a world in which having you at level 3 makes any sense, but... Okay, you have 25 HP. This should be a good test. Of us being dead. But I had fun with that. You know what? We got time for like one more... maybe non-Mimi run. But you gotta admit, that got the blood pumping a little bit. That was not every other Hedgehog run that's ever happened. Be a squeaky pony. I'm not a huge fan of the shop. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm just going to come right out and say it. I'm a big fan of that, but that team is going to be scary next time when they buy a single apple. Sure. Sure. Why not? Who says no? Nobody! I don't know. It's just random neurological impulses firing at this point. I think we win this. Tilted Juice. Great name. Thanks for the free win. Just, I'm joking, okay? I don't want any of these to get the level. They're not good enough. Neither are you, for the record. You know what? I'm already ashamed of my words and my deeds. Now that we got a 2-4 skunk, so everybody knows that the skunk is not good enough to take anymore, but what this video presupposes is, what if it is? This is not representative. This team's just good. Dr. Boobies MD. What a name. Why didn't I take that other mosquito? Why didn't I take the other mosquito? Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill? Wow. Wow. Well, we're going to get 1 level next turn. We'll possibly lose this one. But going from 8 HP to 6 HP is not like a colossal loss. We might win this one anyway. Now, I mean, we're definitely going to win this one. There was never a doubt in my mind. Yes. Don't really have a benefit to the whale, but its stats are pretty good. Nah, it's just such a... Whoa! Ooh! I don't want to... I like a parrot. I just, like... I don't know what to do with it right now. This is a weird team. I say that knowing it's so similar to almost every team I always run. But we got a swan now, dude. This is a very foreign concept for me in the modern era. So this is a big yes. The first animal to leave here, honestly, is probably the cricket. For now, I don't see a good reason to, like, dump the Swan as long as we're winning. The stats will help us scale out more in the future. The gold will help us scale out more in the future. The Peacock is close to being, like, not very useful here. My hope is that it'll get there. Well, well, well. Or at least it could be like a member of the supporting cast, especially with 2 levels. Or one level, but 2, we added 2 to it, you know what I mean? Duh, why didn't you think of that? I mean, you got the same stats as everybody else, but you're way lesser on the equipment front. You know what? I'm going to give you a I'm going to make you the first line center tonight. I regret everything. To be fair, I don't think changing our positioning around would have changed the result on this one. Even though we could level you, you're going to go. You're going to come out here. I do feel like a can could be acceptable given the circumstances. And the circumstances... This is just as like a... Just as a hold me now. The circumstances are essentially that we don't have any animal we're that attached to, so we might as well buff the animals that show up in the future, I think. Oh, man. When their ox gets killed by your ox... I mean, we traded, but I won, so I think we won the trade. So you're still pretty good. But given the choice between an ox or a scorpion... I think we go scorpion. Sure. I do think we start to... I mean, like this, with no scaling, this run is dead in the water. This is like pretty close to where we're likely to top out. So lucky, man. So lucky. Wait a minute. Did that... I need to watch that back. Because of the ordering, did their butterfly just inherit nothing? Hold on. Slow me down. Let's watch this stepwise, okay? Oh, no. We hit it and then it inherits. Still... Alright, so you go ahead. That is funny, though. This actually seems like the perfect run to do a buy me, sell me. We have a little bit of life left. Everything could use some scaling. Sell me. Honestly, sell me, because the mosquito has been insanely cracked so far. Buy me. Buff me. Sell me. Buy me. This would be... I mean, you know what this has shown me? And it's a lesson that's been a long time coming. Roll me. That's a huge just in case, but if it works. It's shown me that the best way to win in the late game is to win in the early game. Because, like, a lot of the times I end up... In the late game, I'm like barely there. I'm hanging on lethal. It makes it so much harder to pivot to something that could get 10 wins because you'll be temporarily fragile in the meantime. Take this first for sure. Whereas... That's fine. When you have a little bit of a cushion before lethality, it gives you the option to sell your second best units in order to buy a dragon, knowing that the dragon is probably the right thing to take if you want to potentially win the game overall. Although I think we're going to lose this round for sure. The fly is just like insane right now. It's not a scumbag team because there was no turkey. Don't quote me on that. We'll see if I actually die in our next round. I mean, the dragon is a little bit of a scumbag team, too. The only thing that's not a scumbag team is 4 scorpions and 1 deer. And you can quote me on that. Come on. Come on. I just need some tier 1s. God is my witness. You don't even take tier 1s on this one. You take a skunk, it gives you the best chance possible of making it to the next round. Means way more than the 1/1s, let me tell you that. You piece. Let's go. Okay. There's a chance. Sell me, though it pains me. Sell me. Buy me. Buff me. Sell me. This would be a landmark. No melon armors on the squad, possibly getting to 10 wins. But I will acknowledge for you that it's very early. Round 13 is pretty early to have these stats. I'm accepting the chocolate is going to go, by the way. A little nervous about a scorpion, but it is what it is. Maybe we will have some melon armor. Maybe I was performing a psyop on you, and actually, now we've alleviated our initial concern of a scorpion, and also added melon armor to the squad at the most adroit time possible. You ever consider that? What the heck? That's a strong cat. That's fair. I still had a good time this episode. I hope you did as well. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you enjoyed it. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.